And it's like, even after all the pain that these hoes do cause as mothers, because a lot of us do have mother wounds, we still get these hoes, what we can give them, because the least they did for us will show up how they did show up, you know? Because I'm listening to this conversation about these men, like, the whole little women may have to settle, and then now we're talking about how a lot of men end up dying alone because of how they showed up in people's lives. You know what I'm saying? Now, there is some people who still end up going no contact with their parent or their moms or whatever, but for what they did hold on to in that relationship, and even how they show up for their parent, up until the day they die, is very prevalent to how they showed up, how the parent showed up for them. Like, a motherfucker could go no contact with their parent, but they could be keeping up with everything that mom got going on. Because I may not be able to deal with this motherfucker right now, but they're willing, they're able, they can take care of themselves. I know that. But when they're not able to take care of themselves, I'm gonna make sure that they're put up somewhere safe and secure. Distant and away from me, but that they're safe and secure, right? Because to some extent, to some degree, this motherfucker was present enough, right? Like, they showed up somewhere, right? You may have showed up like a crackhead, you may have showed up, broken, penniless, but you were there. Loud, disruptive, and rude, you were there. Parents don't understand how much kids take into account with them. This doesn't in most people with any relationship. You know what I'm saying? Some kids get to the point where, I'll never go and live with my motherfucking mama again. I'll never go and stay in their house again because I can't deal with them. But if they get on the phone and call me and say, hey son, hey daughter, I need this, you know what? I'll give it to them. Because that's the least I could do for that motherfucker. Because they did the least they could do for me. You feel me? It may have not been the most, motherfucker, but it was the least. And it was something. You hear me? Now, the running conversation for everybody, men and women, because we like to separate it, is learning our worth and learning our value. Learning that even though we got by off the lease, we still needed and required more. So we shouldn't be selling ourselves short and giving ourselves the least, nor should we be accepting the least from others. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, though the world has been built off of accepting the least, but fortunately, as I stated previously, we are learning and recreating, healing from those wounds. And I think that men folk need to get a little bit more honest and transparent with themselves about how much they've become accustomed to settling and how they're not really happy with that and how they won't end up happy with that. And just listen, how much of your pride, your dignity, and your integrity have you compromised, have you sacrificed in order to settle? You should want to heal from that, love, and you should know that you deserve more, and you should know that you should want more, and you should know that you should be open and willing to give others more as well.